Come left. Roll out now. Go 4, we've come under fire from 10 Turs, based at the base of an outcrop on the edge of the tree line 100 yards from our position. When I call you overhead, I'll be directly below your left wing. Copy?
Copy.
Come left a little. Roll out now.
The best part of the course was the counterinsurgency phase, because that's the job we're going to do. It's the most relevant to us, and it was the most interesting.
The beauty about this course is that everyone assumes you know nothing about anything. So eventually you end up at the end of the course well equipped for everything. You've been taught everything there is to know, no matter how green you are or what little you know about the bush.
We have training in mine lifting. We undergo the whole training, but this is more a specialist task, and if we do find mines, and if it is possible, we will get in people who are more qualified to lift them rather than endanger ourselves and endanger our troops.
Well, the idea of floating a Land Rover is that you get a huge tarpaulin and you lay it just in the shallows of the water and you keep it dry, just on the surface. Then you drive the Land Rover onto the tarpaulin and you bring up the sides so that they form a package around the Land Rover. Then you tie them and you just push the Land Rover out into the lake and it'll fly. It doesn't always work, but most times it works.
This is essential, this sort of training, in order that we have the same basic background as the man we are fighting against.
Personally, I've enjoyed the counterinsurgency phase the most because it's been the most interesting, because we've been able to really compare what we learn in the classrooms and in the bush and our exercises, what we actually see in the bush, because we do a hell of a lot out in the bush ourselves on the practical side. We get attached to units, we operate with units for certain periods of time, and it's hell of an interesting. We are taught at the School of Infantry how to do an ambush hell of it correctly, and all the procedures, the forms in great detail, which of course is not used out in the bush. However, just the fact that you've done it in so much detail ensures that when you actually do the ambush in the ground, in the bush yourself, you're thinking of these things, even though you may not practice them. The important fact is you've thought about them.
Important, I think, to the cadet. It is a fitting culmination to a fairly tough course, a fairly grueling course, and a fairly lengthy course. I think most cadets look upon the passing out parade with a certain amount of trepidation. It's a tremendously emotional affair. It involves the cadets marching onto the parade as cadets and then marching off as commissioned officers. One gets the feeling when you go on parade that the parade is for you.
Oh, it's a good course. It's a very good course. It's a hard course, and that makes it good, really.
During the final passing out parade, 2 prizes are awarded. The first is the Commandant's Award of the Sam Brown. This is awarded to the cadet who has the highest academic results on average throughout the 13 months of the course. The Army Commander's Award of the Sword of Honor is presented to the cadet showing the most officer potential amongst the course members for that year. He is presented with a sword. It becomes his own sword, and it is suitably engraved with his number, rank, and name, and the fact that it is the Sword of Honor, a very much coveted award. It is a very moving affair. Probably the most moving part is the very first salute they receive as commissioned ranks, which they receive from the entire parade, who present arms as the cadets themselves are about to march off, and they march off to the tune of Auld Lang Syne. I think for anyone who's been through a parade as a cadet, you can't help but get goose pimples, if you like.